Welcome back to TACT Talks, where real foster carers share their real stories. I'm Chloe. Today we sit down properly with someone who has become a familiar voice across this series, but whose story deserves to be heard in full. Mark has been fostering alongside his wife Fiona since 2001. Over the past 25 years, they've experienced almost every type of fostering you can imagine. Stayover placements, emergency care that turned into something much longer, and everything in between. To say they've seen it all would be an understatement. In this episode, we hear how it started, what's kept them going for over 2 decades, and what Mark would say to anybody sitting at home right now wondering whether fostering could be for them. Mark, welcome. Thank you for being here today. How did you first hear about fostering?
When I started working in the local authority, one of my jobs was to pay foster carer allowances, and I did that for a number of years. And then on one occasion I was invited to a Christmas gathering of foster carers. Yeah. So I went along and met a number of foster carers, and that one meeting inspired me to talk about it, discuss it with my wife, and something that we could possibly do. Yeah. My children were at an age where they were sort of semi-independent, and it was something that we felt we could do, something we could offer. Yeah.
So were you and Fiona working at that time?
We were both working, yeah. I was working full-time, Fiona was working part-time. Yeah. So we talked about which ways we could work it, and we decided to progress it. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I couldn't work for the local authority fostering team because obviously I paid foster carers. So after the discussion with my director, he said I'd have to go externally, and then obviously this is where I ended up in TACT.
So you'd met foster carers, you'd been kind of involved in terms of paying the fees and allowances, and then you'd met some foster carers at that event. What was it about meeting those carers that made you think, yeah, this is something I'd like to do?
It was inspirational. Some of the people I talked to, and I talk to carers on a regular basis, but some of the people I talked to, the journeys that they had been on, the types of children that had in placement, and there was one lady carer I spoke to, who'd been doing it for about 20 odd years, and she'd had so many young people through, and the types of problems that they'd had and what she did with them was fantastic, and I thought, I can do this.
And now you're in the same position. Yeah. So I'm interested in kind of your journey at the beginning. When you first started, were you and Fiona still working? Is it something people can do alongside?
It is. I'd say I've always worked full-time. Okay. Fiona's worked part-time for many years. Yeah. And when we spoke to TACT, they said, yes, we can fit it in. We were restricted as to the placements that we could have because of Fiona working part-time. But Fiona worked part-time in the local primary school. So it was ideal because the placements, which were at a younger age, attended the local primary school. Brilliant. So she was able to take them to school in the morning, come home lunchtime after she'd finished, and then pick them back up in the evening. Yeah. So we adapted our lifestyle to having the children in placement.
And someone being there for all of the school holidays.
Absolutely.
Fiona was off,
okay,
so it worked, Oh wow, amazing. So was there anything that drew you to TACT? What made you choose TACT in those early days?
I used to go, I go to swimming on a Wednesday night, and I drove past the office in Leith, where TACT had their office, so I'd seen the sign on many occasions, so it seemed to be the first place to start. And one day I just drove past it, I went in and started talking to somebody. They gave me some information, and the rest is history.
So you just walked in off the street?
Off the street, walked in off the street.
Glad you did?
I did, absolutely, yeah.
What do you love most about fostering, Mark?
It was challenging, but when you see the young people that you're helping, you see the job that you're doing. We've got young people have been through our house and have moved on to independence, and we've been still supporting them now. One of the boys who came to us first in 2001, I'm still supporting him, and he's 30 years of age next month.
In the same way that you still support your birth children, I suppose. Absolutely. They never really, once you're a parent.
Never really. They'll always be part of our family.
Yeah.
So, but it's the fact that they still ring me. I still see them on a regular basis. They are part of our family.
Yeah. What's been a highlight of your fostering journey?
Progressing the children to independence. Okay. I think that's been one of the best things that we've done, because children don't reach adulthood at 18 years of age. they don't stop need being looked after. Andrew is, as I say, 30 next month. He's been with us now. He was with us till he was 26. We managed to move him to independence, and we're still supporting him now.
So what does that look like, kind of supporting a young person into independence? Are you kind of working on their sort of skills to be able to...
We did a lot of work with him prior to him moving into independence. Things like washing dishes, ironing and clothing and shopping, food shopping, cooking, all of those things. We'd done a lot of work with him before he could start. And he decided when he was ready. Okay. I didn't decide, Fiona didn't decide. He decided he was ready to move on to independence. Yeah. And we supported him during that process as well. Yeah. And we still support him to this day.
Yeah. Amazing. How is your social worker, so your supervising social worker from TACT, how have they supported you throughout?
Jan has been with us for many, many years. I've known Jan for more years than she's been supporting us in TACT. I knew her as a social worker when she worked for the local authority, so that made a big difference. When we first met her, we already knew each other, and she's been great. She knows us, we know her very, very well. She's really supportive, understands what we're going through, is fully aware of the children who come to our placement, and is understanding of that, the needs of the children, but also the needs of the foster carers as well.
Definitely really important, isn't it?
It is, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that consistency is something that TACT do really well. We've got a lot of social workers in the team that have been here for, you know, a long, long time. And that kind of, you really develop a relationship.
You do. Yeah. We started off with Jan. We did have another couple of supervising social workers in the early days, but we came back to Jan. There was a movement of social workers within the team. And as I say, we've had Jan for at least the last 15 years. And it is, consistency is the key. Absolutely.
So what does Jan support you with? Is she kind of at the end of a phone? If you've got a concern, a query, how often does she come and see you?
She comes to see us every 6 weeks. Okay. She rings me every 3 weeks. She's supportive on everything. I can always ring her if I need anything. We haven't got any children in placement at the moment, so it's been quite quiet, but she still rings me on a 2 or 3 weeks. We've got our annual review coming up on the 1st of April, so we've been talking about that. She shouts at me because I haven't done enough training. She's always nagging me about training. But generally, she is always there, and if I ever got anything to talk to about, then she's available, always.
And I suppose the support would look very different from, you know, when the boys first came to live with you and you had lots of appointments, lots of kind of... How does the support differ? You know, you're not looking after anybody at this moment in time, so Jan's not coming out as regularly. But if you were looking after a child, if a new child came to you tomorrow, what might that support look like?
That would be a regular weekly contact. Okay. The last placement we had finished in August of last year, and she was regularly in contact because there were a number of issues regarding the placement when it was coming to an end, and she was on the phone regularly every week just to make sure everything was okay. And as I said, I could always ring her if I needed to. I could ring out of hours a duty social worker if I had a real problem. We were having issues with him staying out late at night. There were a number of issues with the police, but either Jan or the duty team were always supportive and were always available if I needed them.
Thank you. How have other foster carers supported you through your fostering journey?
There have been a number of foster carers who we got close to. Nigel and Karen have been great. The boy who was in placement with us was previously with them, so there was a constant dialogue back and forth between us during the period, particularly at the end where it got really difficult and really challenging. Nigel was there available to talk to and just to bounce ideas off as well, because you don't always take the right approach with some instances, and having the opportunity to talk to other carers who may have gone through similar situations as well was really, really useful. And I think it gave Nigel a view of where we were, as well as bouncing ideas off him as well. And it certainly helped us. And it gave him a better idea of what we were going through as well, particularly the two of us, when things got really, really difficult, when there were issues with the police and issues with coming home late at night and whatever. But it was really, really hard. And talking to not only talking to other carers, but talking to other professionals as well. Jan was available, but the social worker was really, really good as well. And she would give me ideas on what we could do in discussion with the young man as well. and the school equally as good. They were really, really good during this time as well, because he was having issues in school as well. Right. And there were a number of instances where he got himself in a fight, or he'd get himself in positions where we needed to address it, and the social workers involved. There were a number of exclusions, which we had to deal with as well. So they were towards the end. It was really challenging, and it called on a wealth of experience and knowledge that you had to use to get us through that process.
I bet. And you're an active member of your local support group where you meet.
Yeah, active member. We have meetings on a month, 6-week basis. Okay. It's usually the same small group of carers who come along, but again, it's bouncing ideas off those people as well. Somebody will have had a similar situation to you, and you go and talk to them about it. They may throw out something like, oh, hang on, I have had that instance. I had that position several years ago with other placements, and you can share that experience with them as well. Yeah. Really, really useful. The support groups are a vital part of dealing with the children in foster care. A couple of years ago, we were selected from the long-term foster carers in South Wales, and we were asked to attend an event in Downing Street in London. We met with the Education and Children's Minister, and we were asked to present information and ideas on how we could improve foster care in England and Wales. So we spent the day in Downing Street. Yeah. It's a very strange building. Is it? Very important looking building. And we have a photograph of myself and Fiona with 10 Downing Street with the door in the background.
I've seen on the website.
There was a policeman standing there outside the door, and I said, are you able to take a photograph of us? Again, he said he's obviously been asked on more than one occasion to take photographs of people. But we had a very nice day there, and next to Downing Street, Horse Guards Parade is out the back of Downing Street, and they were practising for Trooping the Colour. So every half an hour, they'd have the bands marching around Horse Guards Parade, and they'd have the bands playing. Wow. And the windows were open in Downing Street. So during our discussion, and we were there for the day, there was constant noise outside with the bands playing in Horse Guards Parade, getting ready for Trooping the Colour. So it was quite a surreal event. But during the day, we met a number of foster carers from other local authorities, from England, from Wales, all who've been fostering for 15 years and whatever. And it was really interesting sharing our experiences with them as well. It was a really good day. Yeah. Really enjoyable day.
Oh, wow. What an honour to be asked.
It was,
as well.
Absolutely. It's the one and only time I'll go to Downing Street.
We all want to know what it's like inside.
It was like a normal house.
Was it?
It was. As you walked into the main door, and there's no handle on the outside, the handle's on the inside. Right. So when you look at the door, you cannot get in from the outside. It's got to be open for you. So the first thing you have to do is put your mobile phone in a box. Yeah. Because you're not allowed to carry your mobile phone around.
Makes sense.
But there's a big foyer. We walked upstairs. We had tea and we had some snacks as well. It was a really good day.
Was the service as good as the Village Hotel in Swansea?
No.
There you are. Oh, wow. That's really interesting. Thank you, Mark. What advice would you give to somebody thinking about fostering?
I would certainly say consider it. It's certainly beneficial. It's helped us through our lives by supporting dozens and dozens of young people. You may not always get it right, but you learn on the job. Yeah. It's something you learn as you go through your career. We've been doing it 25 years, and it's something I would say, if you're considering it, go for it. It's something you can do.
And when you first started, your birth children were still home? They were teenagers?
They were teenagers at the time. Okay. They were fully supportive of our decision to go into foster care. They really did absorb it, and they developed. I think they developed as people better, knowing that they'd been through the process of assisting people in foster care. Yeah. And they still have contact with the boys now. Yeah. Still have contact now. Yeah.
So it's kind of benefited their life as well in terms of different perspective.
I think so. They are better people for it. Yeah. I certainly think so.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, thank you to Mark for such an inspiring conversation today. 25 years of fostering and the warmth and commitment he brings to it is as clear now as I imagine it was on day one. If Mark's story has moved you, visit tactfostering.org.uk or give us a call. Until next time on TACT Talks.